Hello Flosstube, hello family, hello friends. I'm Gail and this is my channel, Gail's Golden Needle. So welcome. This is a channel about cross stitch and quilting and wool applique and English paper piecing and embroidery and sewing. But today it's all going to be about cross stitch. I have a lot to share, so I hope you stay tuned and watch and enjoy. So hopefully you're stitching along. If you're stitching, I also wanted to say a big thank you. I have had a lot of new subscribers. And in the last, according to YouTube Studio, in the last 28 days, I finally reached 1,000 views in 28 days. So thank you so much for stopping by and watching and commenting. Oh my gosh, I've gotten such wonderful comments, and I feel like new friends. We're communicating, some wonderful questions. I hope I answered them well on the comments. Let me know if you need further information. I'm happy to help with anything. I have one specific, I got a few questions about something that I'm going to show a little bit later, or try to just explain it through. So I have some whips, no finishes today. So that's works in progress. I have a new start because today is a special day. So I've started a new start, and I'll explain that later. But I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm glad you're here. Having a special drink this special day. So iced coffee with Kahlua. It's almost noon, so a brunch drink. I have some other things that I'm going to be showing, that some plans that I have coming. So yeah, so let's get started. I don't know what else to say other than, I guess, a little bit of updates, personal updates. We had quite a week. The refrigerator and freezer went out. Woke up one morning and I have a bottom drawer freezer, a big refrigerator freezer with bottom drawer, and it has an ice maker in there with a tray. Woke up one morning, the ice was sitting in ice water, and everything was starting to melt. You know, I'm grabbing things real quick and throwing them downstairs in our other refrigerator freezer. There were things that were already mush, had to throw them out. Bread that was in there, loaves of bread, thawed completely. Yeah, we had French toast for dinner one night. You know, so it was crazy. Just trying to get somebody over here. Finally got somebody. He was here late in the evening. He came in the evening, and he was here till after 10. There was no Freon, and it was a break in the line, so we had to replace the line. Then he said, you know, put a bottle of water in the freezer, and when that is completely frozen, you can put stuff back in. 2 days later, it's not frozen. I'm like, what's going on? And finally, on the third day, like Sunday, we started getting some ice. I'm like, okay, it's getting cold. I had a little thermometer in there that my daughter gave me. It still wasn't down to 0, but it was down to 20. I'm like, what is going on? And so then we finally got some ice. I still didn't want to put anything in it. I wasn't sure. So Sunday night, I Googled, because then I started seeing some frost in the back and on the sides. I was like, why am I getting frost? I've never gotten frost. This is a frostless freezer. So I Googled it, and it says, your door is not shut. I'm like, my door's not shut. So I went feeling around, and sure enough, on the right side, the one seal, I could put my hand completely between the seal and the frame of the freezer. I was like, this is, and it's right by the back door. We're going in and out, in and out, in and out. It's been hot, summer. So of course it's, you know, all that hot air is going in there, and the freezer's trying to freeze up the outside hot air. So I called him, he came back. It was the spring in the door in the track. So we got that all fixed. So all done. Whew. Didn't have to buy a new refrigerator freezer. I was stressing on that for a little bit. So that's my personal update. Crazy week. Refrigerator freezers. Boy, when those things go out, you just like, ugh. So let's get on to the stitching. I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to start with some of my works in progress. So this has kind of been my in the morning in the car stitch, and it's getting kind of dark now, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to do that. And this is the Preschooler Santa Rides. So I'm doing the hot air balloon. Here, I'll show you again. I'm doing the hot air balloon. I've already completed the sailboat. So, and if you want to see somebody who's done a really great job on these, is Patchy Pony. Patchy Pony, she's from Australia. And she did, I think she did the train and the horse. And I think she put it in a drum. I think. You gotta go see her. It was a really cool stitch. She did a great job. So this is where I'm at. Oof, this is a lot of stitching, you guys. A lot of stitching. And this is just some 18 count tea-dyed by me, coffee tea-dyed. You can see where I kind of burnt it, but I don't care. And I'm stitching it with $37.99. I think it calls for $8.44. I think it calls for $8.44 or something like that. Yes, $8.44 for a dark gray, and I'm using $37.99. I like it better. So that's where I'm at on that. I am going to be starting, and it's in soon. I'm going to be starting this preschooler, the 2022 Santa, and I call him the Zoo Santa, because, and you'll notice when I do Bringo, or Absingo, sorry, that I call him the Zoo Santa because most of us don't see penguins except in the zoo. So he's the Zoo Santa. All the others, you can pretty much see foxes and squirrels and rabbits and raccoons in the wild, but I don't see too many penguins. So that's that one. I'm going to be throwing everything, so turning around. The next one is, I like this one, but I haven't had much time on it, but I put a little bit in it. And this is my Quaker Turtle by RATM. And I am stitching this one on 18 count, oh dear, what did I say? 18 count, I think it's shale. Yes, I think it's shale. And I'm using Karen Water Lily's Sable. Where's up? This is up. So it's still in the hoop. I've got quite a bit there, but I've been working on this motif. So as I get this going, this is the head. The head's going to be here. I've got one more fin here, and then this whole front section will be done. And then I have to do the back side. I don't know. Is it fin, feet? I still don't know the answer to that. So that's Quaker Turtle. It's a beautiful stitch. I do love that stitch. So I'm going to try and get more time on that. The next one is my hashtag Woods Sunday Sal that I'm doing with Amy from A Little Farm Quilts and Hannah Downley. She's on Flosstube also. And so the one that I just finished the Jackrabbit, yes, and so now we're working on Ricky the Raccoon by Cottage Garden Samplings, and this is their A Year in the Woods. So that's the hashtag A Year in the Woods, or use our hashtag also and watch us and follow us or join us in Woods Sunday Sal. And this one I am stitching on a Murky that I dyed it myself, Murky. It's Gail's Murky. And it's a 18 count Ada. And so this is where I'm at with Ricky. He got some arms and some feet, so now he can get into the garbage cans. And then I did a tiny bit more on the tail. I think I added some more on this flower. And I finished up all the white. So I color completed the white. And I'm using DM's all the called for colors except for the pink. I'm using Antique Lace. And I did change this up to 580. But everything else is called for. And now I just want to take a little break from my whips and explain something, because I've had a couple questions about how I dyed that. And I did explain in a Zoom call that I had with Stitch and Stuff that I hosted. Kim and Sarah hosted a Zoom call, and so they had asked me, and then I had more questions on my Flosstube about it and on Instagram. So I can give you my recipe, but I don't really have exact measurements for the recipe. Just like sometimes with cooking, I don't have exact measurements. But what I do, now this is using Aida. I'm an Aida stitcher. So with the Aida, I cut off a piece that I'm going to need because I've bought like a yard that I've been playing with. And so I cut off a piece and then I kind of like zigzag with the sewing machine the edge so it doesn't fray so much. And then I take it downstairs to the kitchen and I wash it. I mean, I hand wash it with Dawn dish soap, and I'm just like scrubbing and I'm rinsing and I'm scrubbing and I'm rinsing, and it's getting all wrinkled up, and I'm trying to soften it up to kind of get some of that crunch out, get the sizing out. So that's what I do. Keep it wet, and then I kind of lay it in this pan, and I take it, I don't have a piece of fabric, and this will be easier. I kind of like scrunch. I was showing them with like a Kleenex. I kind of scrunch it up. You just scrunch it up. Scrunch it up as best you can. And then I have several different like containers or cups that I start making up some colors. I also have a paper plate with a paper towel sitting there. And I use plastic spoons because I can wash those up and reuse them. And I have plastic containers because I can wash those up and reuse them. I have this because I can wash it up and reuse it. So I generally start, my base was Rit taupe. So I kind of got that all done. And I pour some in there and I'm scrunching it up and I let it sit for a little bit. Then I pull it out. And remember that it's going to be dark when it's wet. It will lighten up when it's dry. And I test a little bit on the paper towel. Just a little bit on the white paper towel to see. And you can kind of see in the center of your test drop because it will spread out. That will be the darkest. But as it spreads out on the paper towel, that's about where your light's going to be, the color. So like I said, I start with the taupe. Any extra liquid that gets in here, I will generally then pour it back in the container. I have a bigger container so it's easy to pour, not like a little jar or anything. I use a container. And then I mix up, I had dark green, denim blue, and charcoal gray. And so with those, I test to see what color I want, if it's dark enough for me, that what I want. And then I just start dribbling. Again, I like have it all scrunched up. And so I refer to it kind of like an English muffin. You have your nooks and crannies. And so I'm just kind of pouring some in there with a spoon. I just kind of spoon it on, spoon it on, spoon it on if I want a little lighter here. And then every now and then I pull it out and kind of look and see, is there any spots or areas where I feel like I want to add some more. Pour out the rest of that in the bottom of the pan, pour it out, because whatever's sitting on the bottom is just going to end up making it one solid muck color. Squish it, put it all back in there, and if I need to add more, I add more. And then when it's all done, I rinse it some, and then I kind of like stretch it out and see if I like the modeling, if I like where the color spots are. If I'm happy with it, then I dry it. And I dry mine in the dryer. I just throw it in the dryer real quick and wait about 10 minutes and pull it back out. And then I see again, and it's kind of dampish. It's, you know, it takes out most of it. I do wring it and all that kind of stuff, but it gets that heavy wet out of it. And then I see, do I like that? If I need to add more. So I don't dump anything until after I've dried it to see if I want it darker or where I need some other coloring. And if it's the way I like it, then it's done. Then I clean everything up, let that kind of dry some more, and then iron it out. And then you have your fabric. So my thought is just kind of play around with it. But these are the colors. I start, like I said, with the taupe. I add some charcoal gray parts, and I add some denim blue and some dark green. And that's my murky. Okay, so hope that answered some questions. All right, now let's get back to all of our whips in progress. So the next one I worked on, which I love, this is one of my favorites. This is by Quiltify Designs, and it's All Souls for Landon. And I'm stitching this on 18 count shale as well, using DMC 310. Now, I did do a few modifications. This is so big, I'm gonna have to put it down here. Let's see, where did I work on? I worked on, I finished this, I did all this motif and all of this over here. So I think the last time you saw it, I had just this one done and part of this one. Now you'll notice there's a P up here. It was supposed to be a G, and I changed it. I put the P there because down here is where the P was supposed to be, right here. And so I wanted the G and the M because the M was there for my initials. And I also changed that up, and I'm using, I hope you can see it, that I am using, I believe it's 154, DMC 154. Did I write it down? I don't think I did, but I think it's DMC 154. That's a purple, a dark purple. Let me just double check. I think I put it in here. Did I leave it in here? Did I leave it in here? I don't know. I don't have it, but I think it's a 154. I think it's 154. So I will probably do the year also in the 154. So that is my All Souls for Landon. I'm getting there, almost done. I don't know if you can see. I still got like a whole row of big motifs down there. So I'm getting there. This is like one of my longest whips. So, and then the next whip, probably the last one I've kind of worked on, is Emily's House. And I just got a little bit done on that. Emily's House by Lindy Stitches. So, and it's just been filling in. Oh, I've got lots of threads here, sorry. And like I said, I'm filling in, filling in, filling in. And this is being stitched on, check, I think I have, let's see. I don't know where my notes are on this. I think this is, oh, Picture This Plus Shale. Yep, I like Picture This Plus Shale. So as you can see, I've kind of got some of that fill-in done. So I thought I was going to run out of Grecian Gold. But as I looked, and I have more Grecian Gold. I was really sweating it because that's like almost extinct right now to try and find any more Grecian Gold. But I do need more Tin Bucket. I think I need more Tin Bucket because I have just a little bit left. So I think I can find that one. So there we go. That one is it's a long stitch too. So, but it's fun. I do like this. This is pretty colors. It's just, I love the saying on it. So that's where I'm at with that one. Okay, let me put that one away real quick. Now on to some other things. So now we've done the works in progress. So let me talk about my new start. And it's a special new start because today's special. And I'm started P. Buckley Moss, Nurses 3. So here it is, P. Buckley Moss, Nurses 3. I love the saying on this. I'll read it for you. It says, Lord, or it says, Dear Lord, please make the bad people good and the good people easy to live with. And I started a hashtag, and it's PBMossSal. So hopefully you can join us. If you can't, I understand because this is quite a stitch. But Kim from Stitching Stuff, she is starting one, and I believe she is starting Terry Knot. Terry Knott is a boy and a girl hand in hand. I'm reading off the back of the chart. And then Stephanie Wingett.1 on Instagram. She is pulling out an old whip. Now this is copyright 1989. Is it 89? Copyright 89, 1989. So I don't know if Stephanie is that old. But she's also going to join the Sal. She already has one started, a whip and a work in progress. So she said she's going to hopefully pull it out this weekend and maybe finish it up. And hers is the Christmas Carol, which I can't wait to see that one. I have seen pictures, but I can't wait to see hers. And Christmas Carol is children caroling in Amish buggy, and it is really pretty. I have seen it. So here's my itty bitty start I did this morning. So this is being stitched on 18 count, hand dyed by my friend Amy from A Little Farm Quilts. Thank you, Amy, for this beautiful fabric that I'm able to use. So she hand dyed it, and I'm trying to get, it's a little bit more aqua. Oh, right there is probably about the color. And I'm using DMC. Later on, I will be using a hand dyed floss from Amy also for the dresses, for the nurses' dresses. And it's a tricky one. I've already done some of the back stitching. I did change the hair color up. I'm going to be changing the face colors, their skin tones. I'm going to change them out to different skin tones for the other two. So, and I'm really paring down this chart because I'm not going to do this whole thing. I'm not. I'm going to do the 3 nurses. And I thought about doing this line and then the words. Well, it might be the 3 nurses and the words. That might be it. So I love the nurses and I love the saying. So I think I will be very happy with just having that much of the chart done eventually. And I am, those fractionals, so I decided that the second row in, I'm not doing quarter stitches. If it shows shaded this way, I'm making a line with thread that way. If it shows shading this way, I'm doing a line with thread that way. It all works out in the end with the back stitching. It does. It's like a quilt. It's like from back here, hanging on a wall, you can't see it. Just like with a quilt, you're not going to see, hanging on a wall, that those points don't match up perfectly. Just like with a quilt, if somebody's sick and snuggling up with your quilt, they don't care if the points don't match. I don't think you care too much that I might be off one little part. I know. I like it. It's fine. That's where I'm going. So the cross stitch police can come after me. I don't care. So that is my hashtag PBMossSal. Okay? So I hope you follow along. Just if you want to follow that hashtag and see my progress as I go. Now, plans. Let's see now. Plans. I am doing AB Singo. And that's with Carolyn Zook and Robin Hall on their Facebook page. I don't really do Facebook, but I'm trying to get back onto it for this because I think it'll be fun. And so I did print, Amy sent it to me and I printed out this, the project sheet that I'm doing. So this is all my whips. One, I think is kind of a new start, but it's part of a whip. Like I said, the Zoo Santa. It's in my Santa bag. I'm going to finish up that other Santa and then start maybe the Zoo Santa when that's called. But this is all my projects, all my whips. So it's like 24, 25. And so then this is my board. So I'm waiting for the first one to get called. And then we're going to do that for the whole month of September, right? AB Singo. So it should be fun. I'm going to try it. I think you only need to stitch 100 stitches or 1 hour on each project the day it's called. I can try and get that in there. And then there is some days in the month that you'll be able to catch up if you did miss it. The other plan, I went and printed out. So I don't really have any haul, but I subscribe to Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, and I love Halloween, so I'm able to go back into all the way back to the beginning issues, and I pulled up some Halloween pieces, patterns that I think I'd like to try. So this one is from, I believe it's the 2016 fall, and it's the Pickety Witch by Isabella Abiete. So is this one? I think she's pretty cool. I like witches. So I'm going to try that one, possibly. And then the other one is from a 2017 fall, and it's another May the Witches by the same designer, designed by Isabella Abiete. So that was 2016. And it says, "May the witches be kind to you." I like that one. That one's really pretty. I think that one's kind of cool. I like that. That one should be really neat. And then this one is by Teresa Maloon, Midnight Jack. I think it's 2016 fall. So it's just a black jack-o'-lantern. I really like that one with the bat up here. I love the colors. It's really nice. Really kind of neat. And then this one is from the fall 2015. And again, by Isabella Abiete. I like all of hers. Of the Primitive Hare. Oh, she's from the Primitive Hare. Now she says the Primitive Hare. I didn't realize that was her name. I just always knew her as the Primitive Hare. I didn't know her name. Huh. So, the Primitive Hare. And this is Boo Tree. I do like all of her stuff. I love the Primitive Hare. So this is Boo Tree. And then this one is by the Primitive Hare. No, by the Primitive Hare. Copyright 2018. So this is the 2018 fall. And it's Keep Calm and Haunt On. And I like that a lot. I really like him a lot. He's really cool. So, I'd like to get a couple of those started. I don't know if I'll get them finished, but I'd like to get them started for the Halloween season. My favorite season, because it's fall. It's nice and cool. So, I think that's all I have for today. Thank you for joining me on my special day. And thank you if you decide to join our SAL. It'd be lovely to have you join if you have a buckling moss in your whip pile already, or you want to start one, or just follow along. Just watch. Take care, everyone. Be kind, be good, be well. And I'll see you next time. Bye.